will bring us together, and to Him is our final goal. For those who dispute concerning the law after He has been accepted, few is their dispute in the sight of their Lord. On them is wrath, and for them will be a penalty terrible. It is Allah who has sent down the book in truth, and the balance by which to weigh conduct. And what will make thee realize that perhaps the hour is close at hand? Only those who wish to hasten it, who believe not in it. Those who believe hold it in awe, and know that it is the truth. Behold, verily, those that dispute concerning the hour are far astray. Gracious is Allah to His servants. He gives sustenance to whom He pleases, and He has power and carry out His will. To any that desires the tilth of the hereafter, we give increase in His tilth. And to any that desires the tilth of this world, we grant somewhat thereof. But he has no share or lot in the hereafter. What? Have they partners in Godhead who have established for them some religion without the permission of Allah? Had it not been for the decree of judgment, the matter would have been decided between them at once. But verily, the wrongdoers will have a grievous penalty. Thou wilt see the wrongdoers in fear on account of what they have earned, and the burden of that must necessarily fall on them. For those who believe and work righteous deeds will be in the luxuriant meads of the gardens. They shall have before their Lord, all that they wish for. That will indeed be the magnificent bounty of Allah. That is the bounty whereof Allah gives glad tidings to His servants. All gives glad tidings to His servants who believe and do righteous deeds, saying, no reward do I ask of you for this, except the love of those near of kin. And if any earns any good, we shall give him an increase of good in respect thereof. For Allah is oft forgiving, most ready to appreciate service. What? Do they say He's forged a falsehood against Allah? But if Allah willed, He could seal up thy heart. And Allah blots out vanity and proves the truth by His word. For He knows well the secrets of all hearts. He it is the one that accepts repentance from His servants and forgives sins. And He knows all that ye do. And He listens to those who believe and do deeds of righteousness, and give them increase of His bounty. But for the unbelievers, there is a terrible penalty. If Allah would enlarge the provision for His servants, they would indeed transgress beyond all bounds to the earth. But He sends it down in due measure as He pleases. For He is with His servants well acquainted, watchful. He is the one that sends down rain, even after men have given up all hope, and scatters His mercy far and wide. And He is the protector worthy of all praise. And among His signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth and the living creatures that He has scattered through them. And He has power to gather them together when He wills. Commentary 2:12. What we call the ills of life is due to our own ill deeds, and many of them are forgiven by Allah. This plan can never be frustrated. This life is but a stage of convenience. Live true and resist all wrong, but learn the best way to do so. On Allah rely, else no protector will you find. Allah's revelation comes as a guide and a mercy. It shows the straight way, the way of Allah all-wise. Whatever misfortune happens to you is because of the things your hands have wrought, and for many of them He grants forgiveness. Nor can you frustrate all things through the earth, nor have He besides Allah anyone to protect or help. And among the signs are the ships smooth running through the ocean, tall as mountains. If it be His will, He can still the wind. Then will they become motionless on the back of the ocean. Verily, in this are signs for everyone who patiently perseveres and is grateful. Or He can cause them to perish because of the evils the men have earned. But much doth He forgive. But let those know who dispute about our signs that there is for them no way of escape. Whatever ye are given here is but a convenience of this life, but that which is with Allah is better and more lasting. It is for those who believe and put their trust in their Lord, those who avoid the greater crimes and shameful deeds, and when they are angry, even then forgive. Those who hearken to their Lord and establish regular prayer, who conduct their affairs by mutual consultation, who spend out of what we bestowed on them for sustenance, and those who, when an oppressive wrong is inflicted on them, are not cowed, but help and defend themselves. The recompense for an injury is an injury equal thereto in degree. But if a person forgives and makes reconciliations, his reward is due from Allah. For Allah loveth not those who do wrong. But indeed, if any do help and defend themselves after a wrong done to them, against such there is no cause of blame. The blame is only against those who oppress men with wrongdoing and insolently transgress beyond bounds to the land, defying right and justice. For such, there will be a penalty grievous. But indeed, if any show patience and forgive, that will truly be an exercise of courageous will and resolution in the conduct of affairs. For any who Allah leads astray, there is no protector thereafter, and thou wilt see the wrongdoers within sight of penalty say, is there any way to effect a return? And thou wilt see them brought forward to the penalty in a humble frame of mind because of their disgrace, and looking with a stealthy glance. And the believers will say, those are indeed in loss, who have given to perdition their own selves, and those belonging to them on the day of judgment. Behold, truly, the wrongdoers are in a lasting penalty, and no protectors have they to help them other than Allah. And for any whom Allah leads astray, there is no way to the goal. Hearken ye to your Lord before there come a day, which there will be no putting back, because of the ordainment of Allah. That day there will be for you no place of refuge, nor will there be for you any room for denial of your sins. If then they turn away, we have not sent thee as a guard over them. Thy duty is but to convey the message. And truly, when we give man a taste of mercy from ourselves, he does exalt thereat. But when some ill happens to him on account of his deeds which his hands have set forth, truly then is man ungrateful. To Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. He creates what he wills and plans. He bestows children, male or female, according to his will and plan. Or he bestows both males and females, and leaves barren whom he will, for he is full of knowledge and power. And it is not fitting for a man that Allah should speak to him except by inspiration, or from behind a veil, or by sending of a messenger to reveal with Allah's permission what Allah wills, for he is most high, most wise. And thus have we, by our command, sent inspiration to thee. Thou knewest not before what was revelation and what was faith, but we have made the Qur'an a light, wherewith we guide such of our servants as we will. And verily, thou dost guide men to a straight way, the way of Allah, to whom belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on earth. Behold, how all affairs tend towards Allah. Commentary 2:13. You can take that downstairs.
Downstairs?
Mm-hmm. Revelation makes every lasting truth clear. Those who mock merely undo themselves. Consider the signs of Allah's gracious kindness around you and glorify Him. Attribute not unworthy qualities, nor any companions to the one true Allah. Seek truth in worship more than mere ancestral ways, and shut not out revelation's light. Sukruf, or gold adornments. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Ha-Mim. By the book that makes things clear. We have made it a Qur'an in Arabic that ye may be able to understand and learn wisdom. And verily, it is in the mother of the book, in our presence, high in dignity, full of wisdom. Shall we then take away the message from you and to tell you for that you are people transgressing beyond bounds? But how many were the prophets we sent amongst the people of old? And never came there a prophet to them, but they mocked them. So we destroyed them, stronger in power than these, and thus has passed on the parable of the peoples of old. If thou wert to question them, who created the heavens and the earth, they would be sure to reply they were created by Him, the exalted and powerful of knowledge. Yea, the same that has made for you the earth like a carpet, spread out, and has made for you roads and channels therein, in order that you may find guidance on the way, that sends down from time to time rain from the sky in due measure. And we raise to life there with the land that is dead. Even so, will ye be raised from the dead, that has created pairs and all things, and has made for you ships and cattle on which you ride, in order that you may sit firm and square on their backs, and when so seated you may celebrate the kind favor of your Lord, and say, Glory to Him who has subjected these to our use. For we could never have accomplished this by ourselves. And to our Lord surely must we turn back. Yet they attribute to some of His servants a share with Him in His Godhead. Truly is man a blasphemous ingrate of all. What? Has He taken daughters out of what He created Himself creates, and granted to you sons for choice? When news is brought to one of them of the birth of what He sets up as a likeness to Allah most gracious, His face darkens, and he's filled with inward grief. Is then one brought up among trinkets and unable to give a clear account in a dispute to be associated with Allah? And they make into females angels who themselves serve Allah. Do they witness their creation? Their evidence will be recorded, and they will be called to account. He said, if it had been the will of Allah most gracious, we should not have worshipped such deities that they have no knowledge. They do nothing but lie. What? Have we given them a book before this to which they are holding fast? Nay, he said, we found our fathers following a certain religion, and we do guide ourselves by their footsteps. Just in the same way, whenever we send a mourner before thee to any people, the wealthy ones among them said, we found our fathers following a certain religion, and we will certainly follow in their footsteps. He said, what? Even if I brought you better guidance than that which you found your fathers following? They said, for us we deny that you prophets are sent on missions at all. So we exacted retribution from them. Now, see what was the end of those who rejected the truth. Commentary 2:14. If the Arabs hark back to ancestry, why not accept the faith of Ibrahim the truth? He joined not gods with Allah. Spiritual worth is measured by other things than gold or silver or the adornments of this world. There are but things of the hour. The lasting gifts are those of the hereafter. If Israel goes back to Moses, how he was mocked by Pharaoh and his pride of power, yet Pharaoh and his deluded people perished. So ends the pomp and power and vanity of this world. Behold, Ibrahim said to his father and his people, I do indeed clear myself of what you worship. I worship only him who made me, and he will certainly guide me. And he left it as a word to endure among those who came after him, that they may turn back to Allah. Yea, I have given the good things of this life to these men and their fathers until the truth has come to them, and an apostle making things clear. But when the truth came to them, they said, this is sorcery, and we do reject it. Also they say, why is not this Qur'an sent down to some leading man in either of the two chief cities? And if they would portion out the mercy of thy Lord, it is we who portion out between them their livelihood and the life of this world. And we raise some of them above others in rank, so that some may command work from others. For the mercy of thy Lord is better than the wealth which they amass. And were it not that all men might become of one evil way of life, we will provide for everyone that blasphemes against Allah most gracious silver roofs for their houses, and silver stairways on which to go up, and silver doors to their houses, and thrones of silver on which they could recline, and also adornments of gold. But all this were nothing but conveniences of the present life. The hereafter, in the sight of thy Lord, is for the righteous. If anyone withdraws himself from remembrance of Allah most gracious, we appoint for him an evil one to be an intimate and companion to him. Such evil ones really hinder them from the path, for they think that they are being guided aright. And then, when such a one comes to us, he says, with evil companions, with that between me and thee was the distance of east and west. Evil is the companion indeed, a companion indeed. When ye have done wrong, it will avail you nothing that day, that ye shall be partners in punishment. Canst thou then make the deaf to hear, or give direction to the blind, or to such as wander in manifest error? Even if we take thee away, we shall be sure to exact retribution from them, or we shall show thee that accomplish which we have promised them. For verily, we shall prevail over them. So hold fast to the revelation sent down to thee. Verily thou art on a straight way. The Qur'an is indeed the message for thee and for thy people, and soon shall ye all be brought to account. And question thou our apostles whom we sent before thee. Did we appoint any deities other than Allah most gracious to be worshipped? We did send Moses aforetime with our signs to Pharaoh and his chiefs. He said, I am an apostle of the Lord of the worlds. But when he came to them with our signs, behold, they ridiculed him. We showed them signs of the signs, each greater than its fellow. And we seized them with punishment in order that they might turn to us. And they said, O thou sorcerers, invoke thy Lord for us according to his covenant with thee, for we shall truly accept guidance. But when we removed the penalty from them, behold, they broke their word. And Pharaoh proclaimed among his people, saying, O my people, does not the domination of Egypt belong to me? Witness these streams flowing underneath my palace. What? See not then? Am I not better than this Moses, who is a contemptible wretch and scarcely express himself clearly? Then why are not gold bracelets bestowed on him? Or why come not with them angels accompanying him in procession? Thus did he make fools of his people, and they obeyed him. Truly, were they a people rebellious against Allah. When then they provoked us, we exacted retribution from them, and we drowned them all. And we made them a people of the past, and an example to later ages. Commentary 2:15. If Christians go back to Jesus, he was but a man and a servant of Allah. He came to still the jarring sects, not to create a new one. He preached the one true God is Lord. So give up disputing and join in devotion to Allah. That is the way to the garden of bliss. For the opposite leads to the fire. Beware, the truth is come, and Allah knows how you receive it. He is the Lord of power and mercy. The truth must prevail. Resist it not. When Jesus, the Son of Mary, is held up as an example, behold, like people raise a clamor thereat in ridicule. And they say, are our gods best or he? This they set forth to thee only by way of disputation. Yea, they are a contentious people. He was no more than a servant. We granted our favor to him, and we made him an example to the children of Israel. And if it were our will, we could make angels from amongst you succeeding each other on the earth. And Jesus shall be a sign for the coming of the hour of judgment. Therefore have no doubt about the hour, but follow ye me. This is the straight way. Let not the evil one hinder you, for he is to you an enemy of all. When Jesus came with clear signs, he said, now have I come to you with wisdom, and in order to make clear to you some of the points on which you dispute. Therefore fear Allah and obey me. For Allah, he is my Lord and your Lord. So worship ye him. This is a straight way. But sects from among themselves fell into disagreement. Then woe to the wrongdoers from the penalty of a grievous death. Do they only wait for the hour that it should come on them all of a sudden while they perceive not? Friends on that day will be foes one to another, except the righteous. My devotees, no fear shall be on you that day, nor shall ye grieve, being those who have believed in our signs and bowed their wills to ours in Islam. Enter ye the garden, ye and your wives, in beauty and rejoicing. To them will be passed round dishes and goblets of gold. There will be there all that the souls could desire, all that the eyes could delight in, and ye shall abide therein forever. Such will be the garden of which ye are made, the heirs for your good deeds in life. Ye shall have therein abundance of fruits, from which ye shall have satisfaction. The sinners will be in the punishment of hell, to dwell therein forever. No wise will the punishment be lightened for them, and in despair will they be there overwhelmed. No wise shall we be unjust to them, but it is they who have been unjust to themselves. They will cry, O Malik, would that thy Lord put an end to us? He will say, nay, but ye shall abide. Verily, we have brought the truth to you, but most of you have a hatred for truth. What? Have they settled some plan among themselves? But it is we who settle things. Or do they think that we hear not their secrets and their private counsel? Indeed we do. And our messengers are by them to record. Say, if Allah most gracious had a son, I would be the first to wish. Glory to the Lord of the heavens and the earth, the Lord of the thrones of authority. He is free from the things they attribute to him. So lead them to babble and play with vanities until they meet the day of death, which they have been promised. It is he who is Allah in the heavens and Allah on earth, and he is full of wisdom and knowledge. And blessed is he to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth, and all between them. With him is the knowledge of the hour of judgment, and to him shall ye be brought back. And those whom they invoke besides Allah have no power of intercession. Only he who bears witness to the truth, and they know him. If thou ask them, who created them? They will certainly say Allah. How then are they deluded away from the truth? Allah has knowledge of the prophet's cry. O my Lord, truly these are a people who will not believe. But turn away from them and say peace. But soon shall they know. Commentary 2:16, Introduction to Surah Qur'an. Blessed is the night in which Allah's message comes down as a mercy to men. to warn them against evil. How fractious are men to ignore or suppress such warnings. Proud Pharaoh and his chiefs did resist Allah's authority, but their sins rebounded on themselves. They were swallowed up by the sea, and their tilth, their gardens, their noble fanes and buildings, and all the advantages of which they boasted, passed on to other hands. Not a tear was shed over them in heaven or earth. Thus ends the tale of power misused, Dukhan, or smoke or mist. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Ha-Meen. By the book that makes things clear. We sent it down during the blessed night, for we ever wish to warn against evil. And that night is made distinct every affair of wisdom by command from our presence, for we ever send revelation as mercy from thy Lord. For he hears and knows all things, the Lord of the heavens and the earth and all between them, if ye but have an assured faith. There is no God but he. It is he who gives life and gives death, and the Lord and cherisher to you and your earliest ancestors. Yet they play about in doubt. Then watch thou for the day that the sky will bring forth a kind of smoke or mist plainly visible, enveloping the people. This will be a penalty grievous. And they will say, "Our Lord, remove this penalty from us, for we do really believe." How should the message be effectual for them, seeing that an apostle explaining things clearly has already come to them? Yet they turn away from him and say, "Tutored by others, a man possessed." We shall indeed remove the penalty for a while, but truly ye will revert to your ways. One day we shall seize you with a mighty onslaught. We will indeed then exact retribution. We did before then try the people of Pharaoh. There came to them an apostle most honorable, saying, "Restore to me the servants of Allah. I am to you an apostle worthy of all trust. And be not arrogant as against Allah, for I come to you with authority manifest. For me, I have sought safety with my Lord and your Lord against your injuring me. If ye believe not, at least keep yourselves away from it." But they were aggressive. Then he cried to his Lord, "These are indeed a people given to sin." The reply came, "March forth with my servants by night, for ye are sure to be pursued. And leave the sea as a furrow divided, for there are hosts destined to be drowned." How many were the gardens and springs they left behind, and cornfields and noble buildings, and wealth and conveniences of life where they had taken such delight. Thus was their end, and we made other people inherit those things. And neither heaven nor earth shed a tear over them, nor were they given respite again. Commentary 2:17. So with the children of Israel, granted gifts and favors, they became arrogant and failed. Can the courageous escape the doom for sinning? We created the world for just ends. The day will come when good and evil will be sorted out. Each will meet the fruits of his own deeds. Give good heed to the message revealed, and wait and watch. We did deliver aforetime the children of Israel from humiliating punishment inflicted by Pharaoh, for he was arrogant, even among inordinate transgressors. And we chose them aforetime of other nations knowingly, and granted them signs in which there was a manifest trial. As to these Quraysh, they say, forsooth, there is nothing beyond our first death, and we shall not be raised again. Then bring back our forefathers if what you say is true. What? Are they better than the people of Tuha and those who were before them? We destroyed them because they were guilty of sin. We created not the heavens and the earth and all between them merely in idle sport. We created them not except for just ends, but most of them do not understand. Verily, the day of sorting out is the time appointed for all of them. The day when no protector can avail his client enough, and no help can they receive, except such as receive Allah's mercy, for he is exalted in might, most merciful. Verily, the tree of Zakum will be the food of the sinful, like molten brass. It will boil in their insides, like the boiling of scalding water. A voice will cry, "Seize ye him, and drag him in the midst of the blazing fire. Then pour over his head the penalty of boiling water. Taste thou then this, truly was thou mighty full of honor. Truly this is what you used to doubt." And as to the righteous, They will be in a position of security among gardens and springs. Dressed in fine silk and in rich brocade, they will face each other. So, and we shall join them to companions with beautiful, big, and lustrous eyes. There can they call for every kind of fruit in peace and security. Nor will they dare taste death except the first death. And he will preserve them from the penalty of a blazing fire. As a bounty from thy Lord, that will be the supreme achievement. Verily, we have made this Qur'an easy in thy tongue, in order that they may give heed. So wait thou and watch. They too are waiting. Commentary 218. Introduction to Surah Al-Jafiyah. The signs of Allah are everywhere. His power, wisdom, and goodness are shown through all creation and in revelation. How can man be so ungrateful as to reject true guidance, reaping thus the fruits of evil? But men of faith have patience to forgive their weaker brethren, and trust in the final justice of Allah. Form no sects, as was done aforetime, nor make your lust your gods. The future is sure and in the hands of Allah, to whom all will bend the knee. With the truth will shine in all his glory. So praise and glory to Allah, the Lord and cherisher of all the worlds. Jafiyah, or bowing the knee. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Ha-Meen. The revelation of the book is from Allah, the exalted and powerful of wisdom. Verily in the heavens and the earth are signs for those who believe. And in the creation of yourselves, and the fact that animals are scattered through the earth are signs for those of assured faith. And the alternation of the night and the day, and the fact that Allah sends sustenance from the sky and revives therewith the earth after its death, and the change of the winds are signs for those that are wise. Such are the signs of Allah which we rehearse to be true. Then in what exposition will they believe after rejecting Allah and His sign? Woe to each sinful dealer in falsehood. He hears the signs of Allah rehearsed to him, yet is obstinate and lofty as if he had not heard them. Then announce to him a penalty grievous. And when he learns something of our signs, he takes them in jest. For such there will be a humiliating punishment, penalty. In front of them is hell, and of no profit to them is anything that they may have earned, nor any protectors that they may have taken to themselves besides Allah. For them is a tremendous penalty. This is true guidance, and for those who reject the signs of their Lord is a grievous penalty of abomination. It is Allah who has subjected the sea to you, that ships may sail through it by His command, that ye may seek of His bounty, and that ye may be grateful. And He has subjected to you as from Himself, all that is as from Him, all that is in heavens and all on earth. Behold, and that are signs indeed for those who reflect. Tell those who believe to forgive those who do not look forward to the days of Allah. It is for Him to recompense for good or ill each people according to what they've done. If anyone does a righteous deed, it endures to the benefit of his own soul. If any does evil, to work against his own soul. And in the end, will ye all be brought back to your Lord. We did aforetime grant the children of Israel the book, the power of command and prophethood. We gave them for sustenance things good and pure. And we favored them above the nations. And we granted them clear signs in affairs of religion. It was only after knowledge had been granted to them that they fell into schism through insolent envy among themselves. Verily, thy Lord will judge between them on the day of judgment as to those matters in which they serve differences. Then we put thee on the right way, on religion. So follow thou that way, and follow not the desires of those who know not. They will be of no use to thee in the sight of Allah. It is only wrongdoers that stand as protectors one to another, but Allah is the protector of the righteous. These are clear evidences to men, and a guidance and a mercy to those of assured faith. What? Do those who seek after evil ways think that we shall hold them equal with those who believe and do righteous deeds? That equal will be their life and their death. Ill is the judgment that they make. Allah created the heaven and the earth for just deeds, and in order that each soul may find a recompense of what it has earned, and none of them be wrong. Then seest thou such a one as his God his own vain desire. Allah has known him such, left him astray, and sealed his hearing and his heart and understanding, and put a cover on his sight. who then will guide him after Allah has withdrawn guidance? Will you not then receive admonition? And they say, what is there but our life in this world? We shall die and we live, and nothing but time can destroy it. But of that they have no knowledge. They merely conjecture. And when our clear signs are rehearsed, and the argument is nothing but this. They say, bring back our forefathers, and what you say is true. Say, it is Allah who gives you life, then gives you death. Then he will gather you together for the day of judgment, about which there is no doubt. But most men do not understand. To Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth, and the days that the hour of judgment is established. That day will the dealers in falsehood perish, and thou will see every sect bowing the knee. Every sect will be called to his record. This day shall ye be recompensed for all that ye did. This our record speaks about you with truth, for we were wont to put on record all that ye did. Then as to those who believe that did righteous deeds, their Lord would admit them to his mercy. That will be the achievement for all to see. But as to those who rejected Allah, to them will be said, were not our signs rehearsed to you? But ye were arrogant, were a people given to sin. And when it is said that the promise of Allah was true, and that the hour there was no doubt about its coming, he used to say, we know not what the hour is. We only think it's an idea, and we have no firm assurance. Then will appear to them the evil fruits of what they did, and they will be completely encircled by that which they used to mock at. It will be said, this day we will forget you as you forgot the meeting of this day of yours, and your abode is the fire, and no helper is happy. It's because you used to take the signs of Allah in jest, and the life of the world deceived you from the day, therefore they shall not be taken out thence, nor shall they receive into grace. Then praise be to Allah, Lord of the heaven and the earth, Lord of the earth, Lord and cherisher of all the worlds. To him be glory throughout the heaven and the earth, and he is exalted in power, full of wisdom. Alhamdulillah. And that commences the 25th reading of the Qur'an, my brothers and sisters. 24th day of the fast, the 25th day of the Qur'an. May Allah be blessed, and all of us blessing us during this month of Ramadan, inshallah. So our fast breaking will be 8:06 today, inshallah, 8:06. So let me remind you, those of you who wish to give, make sure that you go to FirstCleveland.org or FirstCleveland.org, and that's PayPal. You can go to Cash App $FirstCleveland. You can go to Zelle, FirstClevelandMods131 @gmail.com. You can go to 3613 East 131st Street, Cleveland, Ohio 44120, or you can come into the mosque and just give. A reminder that you have your annual zakat is due on before the Eid prayer. So try to get that in. You have your zakat fitr, which is $10 per member per family. So that should be due in also before the Eid prayer. So all those things we're granted this year. So may Allah bless us. Tomorrow we'll be starting our reading at 7:25. And all the people who are ill, continue to make dua for them. Sister Nazima, Sister Jean is doing well at home right now. And so inshallah, may Allah bless us, inshallah. So with that being said, we will dismiss and break our fast at 8:06, inshallah, 8:06. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asr, inna al-insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Assalamu alaikum.